Hi guys, and welcome to another update video. So this one's going to be for May, and the first thing I want to do is just thank you guys so much for getting me to 10,000 subscribers. It's absolutely crazy, especially when I kind of started the channel. I was expecting to hit 1,000 in March. So I'm already on 10,000 and it's kind of just on the end of April. It's just absolutely insane, you know. Yeah, thank you guys so much. So there's a couple of things that I've got planned for a 10,000 subscriber kind of celebration in a way. The first kind of major one is I'm going to try and get the H44 up for you guys. I was planning on getting this out around about the time of I got to 10,000 subscribers. The problem is that it actually, like, the numbers of subscribers went up so quickly. Last weekend I think we had about 250 subscribers just from 2 days, so there's no way I could actually plan ahead. I really didn't realise that I was going to get that many in such a short time. So this month is definitely going to have the H44. That's going to be my kind of big thing to give you guys. I've already got all the way up to the hull done on that, and that's taken forever. I think I spent about 10 hours or something like that just getting it. It is going to be multi-part. It's going to be in probably 3 parts, I think we're planning on doing it in. But I'm going to have a look at when I've got all the kind of footage together. I'm going to look and see kind of what I'll do with it. One of the questions I wanted to ask you guys: do you want it in a multi-part kind of tutorial, or do you want it just in one big one? Because I can do either, and I haven't edited all of it yet. So, or all of the bits that I've got anyway. I've got about 2 hours or something of footage, which is pretty much finished editing now. So, do you want that one to be one big tutorial, or kind of sections, like, parts on that one? Because it is a huge build and it's going to take days or weeks for you guys to go through. It's probably going to take me a better part of a month to get through that. Another thing that I want to get out this month is a map download. You guys that have been following me on Facebook know that I've been doing the Isles of Dakr. That one won't be out probably this month. There's so much little details that I want to get right on that before actually going ahead and giving that to you guys. It's just because fantasy you have to kind of be a lot more creative with the terrain and really play around with it. But what I will be giving you guys is the new Dakr City map. So I've been working on that. There's going to be an update for both of those videos, or both of those maps on Friday, so you'll be able to actually see what they're looking like. But new Dakr City, that will be out as a map download for you guys to play with, and also when I start back on Dakr City, that's going to be the map I'm going to be using. So that'll be out this month as well. Again, not really too sure on dates. It depends on how long I spend on it, how long it kind of takes to kind of get it looking really, really good, because I want it to look amazing before giving it to you guys, so you can start building a city on a pretty epic map that has everything that you need. Also this month as well, we're going to have the finale of the first season of the Dakr Ages. We're going to have the end of Dakr. So there's going to be the final episode on that as well, but I'm going to kind of hold that back until the H44 is done. Just because I think that's a little bit more higher priority, so I'm going to get the H44 done, recorded, edited, all that stuff. And then I'm going to get onto the Dakr Ages, get that episode done. And then, of course, Dakr Ages will start again with the new massive map that I've been working on, as well as the full blank map download, so you guys can pretty much kind of, build along with me and kind of make your own cities and towns on this massive map that has really nice terrain and things like that. And again, there'll be a kind of update video on Friday on that map. Okay, so now I want to get onto the kind of normal update video stuff. So that's kind of just gone through the stuff for the 10,000 subscribers. Kind of the special stuff that's going to be coming up this month is a kind of celebration. And now what I do, if you new subscribers that have kind of just joined the channel this month and haven't seen these update videos, I basically talk about what's going to be going on, what's happened last month, those kind of things, the kind of future things that have started, my ideas and all that kind of stuff. So firstly, the current tutorial list, the big tutorials I'm still getting through, there's still tons on that list. And I keep on getting questions of when is this going to come out, when's this, I want this, all that kind of stuff. Basically, as soon as I can get those out to you. So I keep on getting asked, the Antonov, I keep on getting asked the Albion. What I'm going to do every month is I'm just going to have a big vote video, just to get an idea of where you guys are kind of wanting. So there'll be a vote video. I'll put one out this Sunday, I think. I'll put it out, and I'll put out as many of the kind of big builds that I have. Obviously, the H44 is going to come first, so you won't get anything before then. But I do have the Coney class frigate. That one will be out before. I actually recorded that one quite a while ago. Well, I started recording that one quite a while ago, and I just kind of finished it off kind of last weekend. So before you guys ask, when is this coming out? It'll be done on votes, basically. Votes and how much time I have to spend on those. So that's kind of that question kind of answered. So this month we also had 2 new series starting. I've got Dakr, which is the really cool kind of time-lapse and also kind of first-person in-look depth where me and Jag Thunder are actually building together, and that's been really, really fun to actually record with Jag. We've been really messing around with certain styles, picking up things like that. We're doing the prison build at the minute. If you guys haven't watched that, it's basically we're putting them on each of our channels and just switching them. But there's going to be there's playlists already on either of our channels, so you can actually check those out and watch those. That's really, really fun. So we're going to kind of continue doing that as well when we can. It's kind of difficult recording-wise because I'm in the UK and Jag is in the US. So there's actually, I think, 5 or 6 hours difference, so we have to kind of play around with the times. So when I'm actually finished work and ready to record, Jag, it'll actually be like lunchtime for Jag, something like that, so it's kind of difficult to fit in. But we are kind of trying to make an effort every week to try and get something recorded or half recorded for the next time. So there isn't really a kind of rough schedule on those. They'll basically be out when they kind of roll out. But that's a really cool series. I'm really loving doing that with Jag. It's really funny. We've had a real laugh as well on the cameras if you've watched those kind of videos and those kind of time lapses and all the back. You know, it's great. It's really good fun. The other series that I started this month, which I didn't even plan on doing at all, I just decided, why the hell not do something like a Let's Build Riverwood. So that's really, really fun. And it was mainly, I was trying to try out Conquest Texture Pack, which I've now switched for Dakr's Ages, but I'll go on to Dakr Ages stuff later on. But it was kind of mainly for me to experiment with the texture pack, but also show you guys a kind of different style. It's kind of an addition to the Dakr Ages. I count it in the Dakr Ages thing. Basically, the Dakr Ages is just medieval stuff that's on my channel. So the medieval tutorials count in this kind of category. Obviously, the kind of actual, you know, Let's Build time-lapse thing, and also now the Let's Build Riverwood and those kind of things. And basically what I want to get out of that series is to go into video games or to go and look at fantasy things. You know, I might watch Lord of the Rings back and go, I really want to build that style or something like that. It's mainly to show you guys a thought process so that if you think something's really cool, how would you go about building it, and the kind of things that, so it's try and get you guys kind of inspired to basically go, oh, I wish I could build that in Minecraft, and then actually go about it. So that's really, really fun for me. I've been able to mess around with Conquest and so much, which is going to help with the kind of main Dakr Ages series, with the main time-lapse series. But also it's going to kind of obviously lead on to tutorials and things like that, and if you want them to see them beforehand, you can then follow along with that Let's Build and kind of have a look at that. So that's going really well, and I'm actually really enjoying that. It's a really nice series that I'm kind of doing because it's just me building in real time and trying stuff out, so you get to see a load of different variations and stuff like that. So that's a cool series. I'm going to be continuing that one even after Riverwood. Whether I keep on doing the Skyrim stuff or I go into a different game, I might go into a different game, try out a little style, but they're going to be like mini-series, and again, those videos just come out kind of when they come out. There'll be one this weekend because I don't have anything big planned. I don't have a big tutorial planned, I've just kind of got nothing for this weekend because we're working on the H44. But there is an episode of Let's Build Riverwood. Finally, it's a ridiculously long episode for what it is, really, but I didn't realise how long it was going to be. So that's a really cool series that I've been kind of excited about. Also last month what I've had is loads and loads of small tutorials, and you guys have been asking me why am I throwing out so many of these small tutorials. The reason is because I now have, I have a new kind of format that I want to start doing. I've started to introduce this with some of the World Painter tutorials. You can see that there is now actually kind of a banner up here. If I actually put it on the screen, it'll be a lot easier to show you guys. But you basically have the tutorial name up here, and then you're going to have the difficulty name up here. So you're going to have easy, which is going to be in the green color. You're going to have the intermediate, which is in the yellow color. And then you've got the advanced, which is in red. And that'll just be at the beginning of the tutorials to show you guys kind of what kind of skill level. And it's kind of very difficult for me to tell you what the skill level is because everybody has a different kind of skill level, or how they can go about kind of doing that stuff. It's very difficult for me to kind of categorize these. But the way I've tried to do it is easy, is something that if you've never played Minecraft before, you know, I'll try and go through it. The actual build is easy. Obviously you've got to know how to grab blocks, all the kind of real basics to get all that stuff. But then it'll just be kind of done in a very simple way, and really simple ideas, nothing too complicated or tricky or anything like that. The intermediate stuff, that's kind of a little bit more in depth, and basically the intermediate stuff means that you have to have a bit of knowledge beforehand. So you've got to have already done either my tutorials or any other Minecraft tutorials. I've just been playing for a little while. That also includes stuff where I'm doing kind of, you know, adding on like a furnace, for example, or a chimney, and you kind of have to make the decision. Again, that's something that you actually learn just by messing around in Minecraft. So those are kind of counted as intermediate kind of tutorials. Also the smaller ships that I'll probably have in the future, they'll be counted. The advanced tutorials, those are the big ones. Those are the really difficult ones, which they go at a slightly faster pace. The kind of ones that these kind of include are going to be those big ship tutorials and big plane tutorials, just because you have to be able to kind of, without having to pause it all the time and do it. You do have to do that with my big tutorials anyway, because that's the only way I can fit it into a small time scale. Otherwise you would have, you know, like 14-hour tutorials, and some people build at different speeds, so that's why I actually do the kind of layer blah 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 blah, and then it goes on to the next one, so you can pause, look at that, do it, build it, and then you press play again. It's a bit annoying, but it cuts down on the tutorial time, and it also means that people with different building speeds can go at their own pace, and I don't want to rush people through things at all. With the actual H44, what I've done is I've taken a little bit more time to go through everything, to make sure everything's right, and I think that's how I'm going to do the tutorials. So it means even my simple big tutorials, that sounds a bit weird, my kind of simpler, smaller big tutorials, again that sounds weird, those are going to be a little bit, I'm going to take my time with them, and really go through ideas for you guys, make sure that it's all explained really well. I mean longer tutorial lengths, even though the content isn't as compacted as it used to be. But I think that'll make it easier for you guys, and it's another thing that I don't want to rush, because before I had to rush with these, and now I've got the kind of only 2 big tutorials a month is what I'm kind of planning on doing. Even if I don't achieve that, you know, it means that those tutorials are going to be a lot better. They're going to be a lot more, there's going to be a lot more in them that you guys are going to kind of enjoy. So back onto why I've been putting out the small tutorials. Yeah, it's mainly because of that format. Also because a lot of them were recorded even in 2013, and I think it's just ridiculous having the tutorials are recorded in 2013 which aren't as good as I think what I can do now, or what I can do tutorial wise, what I can teach now and break down, but also because of the whole Xbox and PlayStation, you got the upgrade with the quartz blocks. So obviously if, like for example, 6 months after you guys have got the actual update, be a bit stupid me going and you can do switch outs because you haven't got quartz on Xbox. You know, they're kind of out of date. So I've kind of thrown those at you guys a bit, but it means that I've cleared down. It also means I can get onto newer builds, because I've kind of missed going through and building those kind of small planes and things like that, of that nature, just even just small buildings in general and things like that. So as I mentioned earlier, I've got 2 big maps coming up. I've got the Isles of Dakr, which is the fantasy map. If you guys want to see that, it's on my Facebook. I'll put my Facebook link in the description below, so you can actually click on that. Basically my Facebook I just use for just throwing up screenshots of things and ideas to ask you guys. But that map is kind of taken loads of time. I think I've spent 40 to 50 hours now. I think I've spent absolutely ages on it. When that comes out, there's going to be a map download with that. It'll be a big map. I think currently when I render it all out, it's about 1.5 gigs. So it's a huge map. But that's gonna be my new Dakr stuff. So when Season 2 starts with that, that's where I'm going to push forwards. What I'm planning to do with that as well is I've got a server. I've kind of bought a server and I've been playing around with the kind of plugins for it. But I'm planning on having it so that that's going to be on the server, and I'm going to build on the server. So if you guys can't wait for the episode, or you want to see what's going on in that world, you guys can actually just go onto the server and have a look at what I've done. It'll also give you a good idea if you guys that don't want to wait for tutorials and you want to kind of have a look. You go, oh, that's really cool, I want a tutorial now, but because of the way that and the amount of content I've kind of put out, it still kind of gets backlogged, and it might take a while. You guys can then go on the server, have a look at interior kind of ideas, and in general just give you guys ideas from walking around going, oh, that's really cool, I want to have a closer look at that. So that's going to be on there. You won't be able to build on the server, it'll be mainly just an observation server. But eventually what I kind of want to do with that is obviously split those kind of towns into a Hunger Games. I'm possibly going to be working on with another guy for a Hunger Games server, possibly for the summer, something like that. I'm still not sure about it. Dakr I was planning on having as a Hunger Games map, but I haven't got the knowledge in the plugins and with Bucket to actually set that up at the time. Also on the server, I'm planning at some point on having a plot world. That would be really cool. Probably at server launch it won't be there, but basically what that is you get a little plot, or you can just claim a little plot, build on it, and I'll be able to kind of walk around and actually kind of have a look at what you guys have built and give you pointers and help you out in that kind of regard. That's what I kind of want to do. Now that I've kind of got so many comments coming through and all that, this kind of stuff, it's kind of become more difficult to actually give you guys proper advice. So that's also going to be on the server. Eventually, as well, I would love actually with this massive Isles of Dakr's map to do a townie server, and probably a lot of you guys haven't heard of townie. It's basically you get a small little plot in a village, and you have a leader, and you get to build basically you get to build a little village, which is really cool. It'd be really nice to have like a massive map that's actually interconnected with all these roads and actually has different villages which you guys have built on this map. That's going to be kind of like a really far in the future kind of thing. But that would be really nice, I think, for you guys as well, because then you can do, you can kind of be a community in these little communities, and maybe even set up on that server, as well as having the townie server, but actually have almost like factions, if you've also seen that plugin as well, but also have like PvP, so you guys can actually go to war and create alliances with other towns. I'd love to do something like that. Obviously it's a complete nightmare to do, but kind of bucket-wise, I've been talking to a guy about how I'd go about it and getting ideas down of what I want, and probably what you guys want as well. So, you guys can always tell me in the comments section. I really read all the comments, even if I don't reply to them all. I've tried to basically start replying back to comments again, but it's kind of very difficult. I'm mainly going for the ones that are direct questions. Those are the ones that are kind of good. If you just say hi, I won't answer that comment, I'll just skip over it because it takes too long to just say then hi back, especially with the new way that Google has messed it up and made it a bit more weirdly. They made it more difficult to actually go about that. The other map that I actually have coming out is called New Dakr City, so I spoke about that earlier. That's one of the ones I want to get out this month. Is going to be the new one for Dakr City and that series to kind of propel it forward, because the old map just wasn't quite there. It was a bit too small. There wasn't enough cool terrain stuff. I wanted to do a dam. I wanted to do a big dam at kind of one of the rivers. So I kind of was looking at it and I was thinking about editing the map, but then I just decided just start with a new map. I've learned so much through World Painter now that I think I can make it a lot better. So I'm just going to basically just copy and paste whatever I've got already, which isn't too much. I've only had like 3 episodes of Dakr City. So I'm going to pull that off and kind of shove it into the new world when that map's done, and there'll be a download for that map. So those are the 2 massive maps that I've got planned. I'm also planning on doing some smaller maps for you guys, and possibly doing contests. That's kind of a more future thing. It won't be this month, but in the future, if you guys are interested in contests, so I might do like a small map. You guys just build whatever you want on it, and then I'll review them, and you'll be able to win something. I think that would be really cool to do, definitely for the future. If not this month, maybe in June, possibly. I think if I build like a small map, maybe even give you a theme. I don't know what would be easier, or if I just give you guys free reign to build whatever you want, that would be really cool. So on the Dakr Ages side, obviously as I was saying earlier, we're almost at the finale of Season 1. So then I'm going to have to kind of wait for me to complete the big map. But I might do some mini stuff in the meantime. I might do some other stuff. But obviously Let's Build Riverwood and those kind of smaller Let's Build are going to be kind of coming on. But I also might do some kind of specials in between while I'm just building that map and spending kind of a lot of time to get that really, really well polished, especially if I'm going to be using it for a couple of years. So what kind of tutorials are going to be coming up? As I was saying earlier, there's going to be a vote video. That'll be this Sunday. I'll definitely go with this Sunday. I'll put up a vote video, let you guys choose, and I'll kind of I'll have a look at what I can do. Obviously the bigger ones like the Albion or the Antelope, they'll take longer. So it will be on a Saturday for those ones, but it won't be I'm not going to push myself and kind of make rush tutorials anymore. I don't want to do that at all. I want them to be really, really high quality, so the bigger ones will just take longer. I'll just spend longer on them, but kind of spread it out on a longer kind of scale, so I'm not completely knackered and messing up and missing out bits. So there'll be a vote video for that. There's going to be more world painted tutorials coming up. I've still had loads of requests for those. Those have been going pretty well. It's a really nice thing to do those world painted tutorials because it kind of mixes up the channel just a little bit, even though it's still Minecraft related. It has something different in it as well, and it kind of can show you guys. And I'm also playing around with so many ideas that I didn't even think about. Floating islands, for example. I wasn't sure if it was possible until I actually did it in that tutorial. So that was quite interesting to actually try out. So there's going to be lots more of those, and if you guys have suggestions, just post in any of the comments of kind of those videos. Obviously, if you just go Dwarven Fortress in a random video, I won't understand what you mean or whatever, Just come up with ideas, but there's going to be cool stuff with that. There's going to be stuff packs as well. My first one was the kind of dead wood and the tree stumps one. That was just because it was just so easy to set up. There's going to be a huge amount of rock packs, which sounds kind of boring, but it does make a kind of difference. Been messing around with those. So again, that's another part of why the Dakr Ages, or the Isles of Dakros map, is taking a while. I'm basically creating stuff and custom layers and all this kind of custom objects, playing around those, getting them right, and then applying them to a massive map. But there's going to be quite a lot of rocks. There's going to be a lot of rocks, just like big boulders, and it does make a difference to your map. It makes it look more realistic and a little bit more kind of almost like when you go into an RPG or MMO RPG. That kind of feel when you go into a big wilderness, it actually adds that effect, which is really nice to actually do to your maps to kind of make it feel a bit more natural as well. So there's going to be a lot more new kind of smaller builds as well. So I've still got the massive kind of request list. Obviously, if you guys still have more requests, just keep on posting them. If you do multi-post though, it does get annoying. If, for example, I did have one guy who posted the same thing on about 20 videos. He just went, please do a Nimitz class aircraft carrier. Then he went to the next video, please, and I had 20 comments from the same guy. I just banned him because it's not fair to you guys that kind of really want something. He's trying to, like, people that are trying to cheat the system, they just really annoy the hell out of me. So, if you do post it, I will see it. Usually if I try to +1 everything, Google has kind of made that a bit more difficult now, so it's difficult for me to give you guys a thumbs up if I don't directly reply. So I'm trying now to reply to those ones and say I put it on the list again. If I do miss you by chance, then a week later or something like that, just post it again, or send me a PM. That's another way to kind of get a hold of me. Just go onto my channel, go onto About, and go send message, and that'll send a private message to me, and I'll kind of pick stuff up that way as well. Though of course, because I do things on a request kind of list, and I'm not really on a request list, but by doing it by tallies, so how many kind of individual people have requested something. So for example, if it was I don't know, medieval watchtower, for example, like 2 people have done it, and then 4 people have done gone for medieval stables. That one will come first. So I kind of try to prioritize things due to how many kind of people have asked for it, separate people. So again, that's another reason I'm getting annoyed at these people that are multi-posting the same thing, and it is annoying. But just keep on kind of ask me for things. Obviously, if it doesn't get that many kind of requests, it just probably won't get done, just because of the amount of kind of mass comments that I'm getting in. And I'm still getting tons of comments, as I said earlier, but I am trying to reply to as many of them as possible, especially the really, really specific ones. The more specific you get, as long as it's not a huge comment that's like this big, the more specific you get, the more kind of likely you are to get answered as well. And the more clearer as well, obviously. If it's kind of completely jumbled, then you won't get a comment back. So I'm kind of skipping over the ones that are a bit more normal, if that makes sense. So yeah, so I have started commenting back to kind of a few, but a lot less, because I can't physically do kind of all the ones that come in. Another thing I kind of want to start doing, maybe not this month, maybe in June again, is to start doing some kind of like starting up those adventure map type things. I probably won't do adventure maps. I'd probably do mini games on servers, something like that. I wanted to start doing. So I might just do like a tweet out on that, and then I don't tweet out, but I'm not that keen on Twitter, so I might just, you know, I'll probably tweet that out. I'll probably Facebook that out, or do it on Skype. You guys can just add me on Skype. Just type in Lord Dakr. It's that easy. And what I might do on Skype is I might do like a tweet, I might do a Facebook, and I might just do Skype, and then just say, you know, who wants to go onto this server and record, and I might just pick up a few people that are in Skype that want to do it, and then just do that. But I'll try and keep the parties kind of small to, like, you know, maybe 2 people, something like that. So me and another 2 people, something like that. Do some kind of mini games. I want to start doing that as part of the channel to kind of interact with you guys as well. So that'll be quite fun. So that's pretty much it for my May update video. I want to thank you guys yet again for getting me to 10,000 subs. It really is nuts, and it does make me feel like I'm actually doing something quite good. It's a really good kind of support thing as well. It keeps me going. It keeps the ideas coming in as well. You guys have got some really crazy ideas which are really good as well. So we're going to try and kind of incorporate that. Obviously, H44, that's going to be coming out. That's going to be the next big one. And I'm dying to get that one done because it's such a big beast and it's been sat there kind of back for quite a while. So that's going to be really good. So thanks for supporting me, guys. If you haven't already, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Leave me a comment if you've made it this far. And just, you know, ask for what you kind of want to see. What kind of stuff do you want to see in the future? What do you want me to kind of think about? Those kind of things would be really good because that really helps me out channel-wise as well. And gives me ideas for what to go on. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you on the next video.